You're gonna thank me later 8 times to walk away. Okay, so have you ever found yourself stuck in a situation where you're just like, get me out of here? Yeah, me too. It's like that awkward silence when you're catching up with someone you haven't seen in forever, or when you accidentally like an Instagram post from 5 years ago. Cringe. But seriously, sometimes the smartest thing you can do is just walk away. And no, I'm not talking about ditching your responsibilities or ghosting your friends. I'm talking about those times when something just isn't serving you anymore, you know? So grab your iced coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into 8 times when walking away is the best decision you can make for yourself. Bye-bye, drama-ditching toxic relationships? Okay, first up, let's talk about toxic relationships. And no, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, but also friendships, family situations, anything that just brings you down more than it lifts you up. If someone's constantly criticizing you, putting you down, or making you feel bad about yourself, that's a major red flag. And trust me, I've been there. It's so easy to get caught up in trying to please those people or make them happy. But at the end of the day, you gotta put yourself first. Walking away from a toxic relationship can be so freaking hard, but it's so worth it for your own mental health and well-being. Think of it this way: you're making space for healthier, more positive relationships in your life. Stop the spiraling when arguments go nowhere. We've all been there, stuck in an argument that's going absolutely nowhere. You know, the kind where you're just going back and forth, repeating the same points, and getting more and more frustrated. Yeah, those. Sometimes, the best thing you can do in those situations is to just walk away. And I don't mean storming off in a huff. Just take a step back, take a breath, and say something like, "Hey, I think we both need a minute to cool down before this turns into something bigger." It can be hard to walk away from an argument, especially if you're someone who likes to have the last word. I feel you. But trust me, it's so much better to take a break and come back to it later, when you're both calmer and more rational. Plus, it'll save you a lot of stress and prevent things from escalating into a full-blown fight. Life's too short for a soul-sucking job. Okay, let's talk about work. We all know that feeling of dread when the Sunday scaries hit. But if you're consistently feeling miserable, stressed out, or completely drained by your job, it might be time to consider walking away. And I know, easier said than done, right? But seriously, life is way too short to spend the majority of your waking hours feeling unhappy and unfulfilled. If you're constantly dreading going to work, it's going to start affecting other areas of your life, your relationships, your mental health, your overall well-being. And nobody wants that. So if you're in a job that's making you miserable, start exploring your options. Update your resume, reach out to your network, and see what else is out there. You deserve a job that makes you feel valued, challenged, and excited to show up every day. Peer pressure. It's that annoying thing that follows you from middle school all the way to adulthood. Whether it's friends pressuring you to do something you're not comfortable with, or feeling like you have to conform to a certain image or lifestyle, peer pressure can be seriously tough to deal with. But here's the thing, you don't have to give in. It's totally okay to say no, even if it means risking being judged or excluded. Remember, true friends will respect your boundaries and support your decisions, even if they don't necessarily agree with them. And if someone's going to judge you for staying true to yourself, are they really a true friend anyway? Probably not. So, next time you're feeling pressured to do something you're not down with, channel your inner boss and walk away. This one applies to so many different areas of life, from negotiating a salary to signing a contract, to even just agreeing to plans you're not really feeling. If something doesn't feel right in your gut, or you get that icky feeling like you're being taken advantage of, don't be afraid to walk away. It's totally okay to stand up for yourself and say, "You know what? This isn't working for me." It might feel awkward or uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it gets easier with practice. And in the long run, you'll be so glad you advocated for yourself and didn't settle for something that wasn't in your best interest. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and fairness in all aspects of your life. Okay, this one's super important. If you ever find yourself in a situation that feels unsafe or dangerous, whether it's physical, emotional, or anything in between, trust your instincts and get out of there. Don't worry about being polite or trying to downplay the situation. Your safety is always the top priority. If you're at a party and things are getting out of hand, or you're on a date and something feels off, don't hesitate to call a friend, order an Uber, or do whatever you need to do to remove yourself from the situation. And never feel bad about prioritizing your own well-being. Gossip. It's like a bad cold that just won't go away. And let's be real, we've all been sucked into it at some point. But here's the thing, gossip is toxic. It's hurtful, it's unproductive, and it can seriously damage relationships. Plus, it just brings everyone down. So next time you find yourself about to engage in some juicy gossip, stop yourself. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this kind? Is this necessary? Chances are the answer to at least one of those questions is no. Instead of participating in gossip, try redirecting the conversation to something more positive, or simply excuse yourself from the situation. Your mental health and your karma will thank you. Raise your hand if you're a chronic overcommitter. Yeah, me too. It's so easy to say yes to everything, every social event, every favor, every opportunity that comes your way. But here's the thing, you can't do it all. And trying to do so will only lead to burnout, stress, and resentment. So it's time to start setting some boundaries and prioritizing your own needs. Learning to say no is a game changer. It's not selfish, it's self-care. And trust me, the people who truly care about you will understand. So there you have it, 8 times when walking away is the smartest move you can make. Remember, it's not always easy to walk away from situations that are no longer serving you, but it's always worth it. Trust your gut, prioritize your well-being, and don't be afraid to put yourself first. And hey, if you ever need a reminder, just come back and re-watch this video. We've all been there. Alright, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.